Whisky Peak. That's where we are. I think I left off with Zoro actually in the middle of a fight. I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's bad. I just do think it's a lot of setup. You get a ton of new characters. You get plot twists with those characters like immediately. It's all a lot to keep track of in a relatively tight space, and it's hard to know what's going to be important and what isn't moving forward. I think a lot of it is somewhat important, and there's a lot of little subtleties going on that I don't think are easy to catch. Not that it matters if you catch it here. Really what I'm talking about is who's getting on the Baroque Works hit list and who isn't. So rather than go through every movement of this, because the summaries are there, you can read it for yourself. I think my favorite thing, I do have my absolute favorite part, it just has to do with Luffy being, an idiot, but also being very competent in his idiocy, because he wakes up after all this stuff has happened, and he thinks since these, the island dwellers threw a party for them, that they're good, and he wakes up to Zoro fighting them and having knocked many of them out, possibly killed many of them. So he starts fighting Zoro, and of course, during that fight, they basically just, I don't know if it's unintentionally, but just offhandedly defeat the actual bad guys while they're fighting amongst themselves, and then Nami slaps them out of it. So I think that's my favorite dynamic in the whole arc, because it's based on the characters that I already know, and then you get to see their relationships with each other, and it's kind of odd. At least one of these characters turns out to be a princess of Arabasta, which is the namesake of this entire saga, right? The Arabasta Saga, I think. It's interesting to see the focus move on to, and I think rightfully so, the relationships between our main characters, and all this stuff that is sort of important is just sort of offhandedly taken care of on the side. It presents no challenge. It's like if you're playing an MMO, it's like they're the trash mobs off to the side, except there's actually something important going on there. Yeah. So I like that aspect of it actually quite a bit. Luffy has another one of those moments when the log pose that always points to the one place shows up, and he just refuses to take directions from someone else, so he just smashes it, and they just go ahead and go to the next island in the chain, Little Garden Island, which is apparently potentially very dangerous. So it's funny, it's they could have maybe short-circuited some of this, but no. Since Luffy, Zoro, and Nami learn of the actual name of the Baroque Works leader, they're now on their list as well. I'm sure that comes back into the picture. Took me a little while to do this one, getting back into it now. And I'm looking forward to moving past this setup. I really think this is basically a setup arc with a little bit of character stuff and some fighting in it that's fun, but not my favorite, but it's sort of necessary, I guess. And I'm glad it was short. I'll put it that way. Did I miss? I skipped a ton of details, but if I missed something important that doesn't spoil anything, let me know. Otherwise, let me know once I hit it eventually. Subscribe if you haven't, please. Thanks for watching. Until the next video.